Come on into the ditch. I'm your resident ditch witch, Tara Tyne, and we're about to get bidding. Oh my god. I didn't think I was going to be so nervous about this. I thought it was just going to be a case of, you know, most of the properties I'd be ringing about would be up for auction, and maybe I'd learn a little bit about that whole thing by attending a few, and nothing would come of it, and I'd still be shopping for another 6 months. But some of the properties I've come across, and some others that you didn't see in the video I shot last night, which went out before this one. I've lost all sense of time. But yeah, as I went back to look for the details of some of the 2-bedroom ones that I had looked at last night, and I filtered it down to 2 bedrooms just to limit the amount of properties that we'd be looking at on the video, otherwise it'd be very long. And I thought to myself, I can go back and check out the 1-beds some other time. But as I was searching by county today to find the ones that I'd previously been looking at, a couple of those 1-beds did fall out, so I've actually added, I think, 2 of them to the list, and was so impressed by both of them that it actually made me think twice about one of the other ones I had been looking at. So actually, before I start ringing estate agents and trying to sign up for auctions and things like that, which is what we're going to do now, I just need to run and make myself a quick cup of tea. Hold on. Okay, I was actually gone for ages there, but I've got my cup of tea, and I took a call from my solicitor as well, who I had been waiting for to get back to me, just to give me some do's and don'ts when going putting bids on these properties. I was a little bit afraid that I might end up locked into an agreement or losing a deposit or something like that. But he has explained to me that the market has changed a lot since COVID, and that basically this is how everyone is operating. Just placing bids left, right and centre, and hoping that at the end of a very long paperwork process that a sale actually comes out of it. So excluding auctions, I basically have nothing to lose from putting down some bids, which is what I'm going to try and do today. So if you've seen any of my other property videos, you know that I'm kind of afraid of auctions, and that's probably why, is that basically as soon as the hammer goes down and you're the top bidder, that's it, you're signed into that contract, whether you've seen the property or not, whether you've had an engineer survey it or not. So that's something I'd be very, very conscious of. And again, I think I maybe want to go sussing on the other properties that are being sold by private treaty, see the lay of the land, so to speak, and what happens when I ask some questions, maybe narrow down the information a little bit more, try and get a view of the inside of one of the properties as well, which doesn't have internal photographs. So yeah, we're gonna try that now, and you're gonna get to see me ask some of the questions which are important to ask when you're looking to buy a property in Ireland. Hiya, I'm ringing for a little bit more information on your property at Crossmalina.
Yeah.
I just, by the looks of it, it looks like it has no services. Am I correct?
Bear with me now for a moment and I'll confirm that for you. As far as I'm aware, there's no septic tank. I believe they're just waiting on confirmation regarding the water, if there is a water connection, and is it on a group water scheme or what the situation is with it. There's no electricity. So,
have you any idea, is it close to the grid, or is it a big job putting it in? Maybe is that why it's going so cheap, or?
I'm not actually on with regard to putting electricity in and stuff, is it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know, to be honest with you.
Okay.
If you contacted DSB, they'd be able to advise like the cost of connection it to electricity and things like that.
Okay.
There is an offer on at the moment of 50,000. There's an awful lot of interest in it.
Okay.
We had quite a lot of people making offers before Christmas, and then it kind of quietened down a bit. But since we've come back, especially in the last couple of days, like Thursday, Friday, today, there has been a good few inquiries on it again. So
okay.
Yeah, that's kind of where we're at with it at the moment.
Okay. Should I call back to ask about the water?
Well, if I can give you my mobile number, I haven't been out at the property myself. He has.
Okay.
So if I could give you my mobile number, I'd ask you to give him a call and he'd be able to give you any other information that you need. I don't actually think there is a water connection.
Okay.
But look, if I can give you his mobile number, call him. Alright.
Thank you so much. Bye now.
No problem. Bye.
Okay, so that was great information there, and she actually, you know, she knew what I was going to ask. She could tell what kind of a buyer I was, that services and things like that are a big budgetary consideration for me. So one of the things you should ask is how long it has been on the market. I see it's only, she said it was only up since just before Christmas, so it hasn't been up there for too long, and well, she says there's been a lot of interest. There's basically no way to know. I think all estate agents say that about all properties, whether it's true or not. So yeah, it has no septic tank, so that could be a very big cost. Now actually, when I was chatting to my solicitor, I asked him about the laws surrounding that, and I think it's possible that, you know, once I'm not causing any harm to the environment and such, that I will be able to actually skip straight to using a compost toilet, which if you're at all interested in permaculture or sustainability, it's something you've probably heard a little bit about before, and it's something that I actually thought inevitably I was going to end up converting a plumbed bathroom back to compost toilet status. But yeah, that doesn't seem to be the case here. Now, you might still need to see about putting one in at some point, especially if you're going to see about planning permission at any time. But it's good to know that as far as the law is concerned, there seems to be a little bit of leeway around what you can get away with when it comes to sort of sustainable alternatives and saving yourself a bit of money in the short run. So I still have another couple of questions about that property, like the reason it's being sold. I mean, it looks to me, a lot of these properties look to me like maybe there had been an elderly person living there and maybe that person has just passed away, or they've been moved on to a nursing home and their family maybe wants to sell it. That's usually the case with properties like this, but it's always worth asking just to see. You never know what might come up. So we leave that one alone until it's time to ring which is about a half an hour from now. So in the meantime, we are going to ring about this other place that I had been looking at, County Roscommon. Oh yeah, okay, now this one. This was the one that made me want to talk to my solicitor, because I did kind of think to myself, oh gosh, I might end up accidentally buying that house today. Now, it is at the higher end of my buy-in scale, but it says clearly in the description that there's already electricity connected and water on site, so that's a huge plus. That basically means you can walk straight in and start living there. Now, even though it's not in top condition, you'd still want to do a good bit of work to it. Really, it looks sound to me, and honestly, if I thought they would take my 45 offer now, I'd give it to them. But as we've just heard, on a property that was listed at 35,000 just before Christmas, the bids have already gone up to 50,000 on that. So on this property, which already has services intact and was listed at 45,000, there's every reason to believe that that has already sort of maxed out my total overall budget, including renovations. So the moment of truth, really, to ring and find out. So here we go. Will I ever get any less nervous just ringing random estate agents in other parts of the country to place offers on houses? Oh. Hiya, I'm ringing to inquire about the property you have up in how long has that been on the market? Okay, has there been any offers on it yet? Okay, that's perfect. If I call him now, will I get him? Good woman. Thank you. Bye. Did you like my phone voice? I call everyone good woman, good man. I do that in shops as well. Which is maybe really wrong of me to be assuming people's genders. Actually, it totally is, now that I think about it. Okay, so let's see what he has to say. So, oh, I forgot to put that on loudspeaker, but it was obviously a very brief phone call. The lady said that she reckons it's up to 46k already. The property was only listed 3 days ago, so you see what I mean. it this isn't because these, you know, people are mad to like renovate cottages. This is because we have a housing crisis on in this country at the minute, and anyone with any wee bit of money at all is scrambling to buy them. But actually, as I discussed in my video with Amy from the Crafty Cailleach a few weeks back, a lot of this is developers as well going around and buying these up. It's not just me and all the other buyers with a very small budget. It's actually also people who have very big budgets and are looking for investment potential. So anyway, let's call loudspeaker. Okay, so my battery died and I only got through voicemail anyway, so I'm going to wait for them to call me back, and in the meantime I'm going to call a third estate agent who has requested that people register for an auction via this auction platform called Offer, OFFR.com, I think, or .ie. OFFR.io, okay. IO. Again, I'd be super sketchy about this because it is an auction, and if I'm the winning bid, then that's it, it's mine. Okay, yeah, so it says that I have to email them to register for a viewing slot. Oh, okay, I see. But it's all emails. Okay, so here we go. So, you know, they really want you to come and view this property before signing up for the auction, and I would really like to do that too. They have provided a lovely video that somebody has taken. It's quite extensive, of the inside and the outside of the property. But again, you know, it's really hard to tell without actually standing in the place yourself and have they shown you everything. I think in a lot of cases it's sort of caveat emptor, buyer beware, where you really need to get in and have a good look around and maybe bring a knowledgeable friend with you too who would know something about, you know, the kind of damp that you might be suffering with, or how expensive it might be to fix it, that kind of thing. Okay, and then there was one last property which is also up for auction. Okay, and this is actually using the same platform as that other property, so this must be the thing. Offer is okay, they've at least made it a little bit more straightforward to actually find that property and register interest for an auction. So I did learn something kind of interesting there as I was doing what I was doing, going in and looking at the auction properties and things like that. I figured out how this offer thing works, okay, and it's basically that you go to the website of the estate agent, okay. So the process is you go to Daft, which you saw in my last video is the website that actually lists the houses for sale and for rent in Ireland. You find the property that you like, and then you look down through the description and find the estate agent who's selling it. Then you go on to the estate agent's website, and somewhere on their website they'll have the property listed as well that you've seen on Daft. So you go find the property there, and then there is a widget. Usually there's a widget that'll pop up. Let me actually just screen grab that for you. And it has a countdown timer. You see, I'm on the estate agent's website here. I'm looking at this little property which is up for 27,500. So I mean, realistically that's probably going to go up to at least 50 at auction, and that's just by a wild guesstimation that I'm making there. But this is very handy. This is a good way to register to bid. So this is the process that you have to go through. It keeps things nice and organised. Seems to be the same for all the estate agents. This offer widget is basically how they're doing it all now. So okay, so what I'm gonna do is, it's only now at this stage 10 minutes until one of our estate agents that we're trying to get through to will be available to phone. So we're going to come back then with that phone call. Can you hear that air raid siren? That goes off every single day in Dundalk town, twice a day. Sounds exactly like an air raid siren, except it's actually the bell in the brewery letting you know that it's lunchtime and then it's going home time. I hope there's not too many World War II vets knocking around. The PTSD would be woe just Right, I'm back and I am making the last phone call of the day. This is the last phone call I have to return, and then after that it's a matter of everybody else getting back to me and me needing to sit down and make my budget a little bit more solid. I was prepared to start putting down offers, you know, in and around the 30-35 mark today, and I just wanted to see how far from reality those kind of were. So this is the last place now. As far as I know, it has no water, no electric, and it's up for 35k. So I was just calling about the wee place you've over at Cross Malina. If you could give me a call about that, I would definitely be interested in knowing more. Thank you. Okay, so that's it. At the end of the first day of actually attempting to, I suppose, put my money where my mouth is, or at the very least find out some more information, get one step closer to putting a bid on one of these properties, I've gotten a little bit further. I wouldn't say I've taken, you know, a giant leap towards owning a house, but I've certainly gotten a little bit of a feel for the market. So like a place that went up 3 days ago is already receiving bids 1,000 and 2,000 and possibly more above the listing price. So yeah, that's basically it. We'll come back and try again. I'm going to, as I say, nail down the money end of things and maybe see about signing up for some auctions, but I'd want to be very sure of myself and my budget and the state of the property before I did that. So that might also involve some road trips, and you know I love a good road trip. So yeah, if you've gone through this process in the last couple of years, if you've any tips and tricks for me, or any questions about anything that I covered in these videos, or anything else that you would like to see me cover, because it's all new to me as well, and the more I know, hopefully the easier it's going to be to secure housing for myself. So drop me a comment if there's something you'd like to say or ask for, and don't forget to hit subscribe for more fun and property adventures. I'm currently trying to upload 2 to 3 times every week, and you're not going to want to miss it. Slán agus beannacht, goodbye and good luck to you.